Did I have a productive stitchy January? Maybe just a little. These are all of the projects that I touched in the last month that we're going to go through. I actually have stats for once because, weird shit happens here all the time. Um, but yeah, no, I did many stitches, and now we do the share. For people who are new, my name is Raven. I don't know why I had a mind blank on that one. That's vibe today. My name is Raven, or I also go by Gothy. Either is fine. My pronouns are they, them. I am a queer disabled stitcher from Australia, and it is goblin vibes. It is chaos. It is whatever the hell I want to do, whenever the hell I want. And sometimes that translates into lots of stitching, which is good because in the next month I probably won't have as much stitching, but we'll get into plans and stuff towards the end. But yeah, so we have. I think this is all of them. Pretty sure this is all of the projects. I worked on 13 projects this month, and I did actually have to list that because my notes are here. Um, so 13 projects. First month of Whip Warriors. Uh, I had one new start, which was just a little handbag project to put into my handbag that is sitting behind me. And I had one finish. Total stitches for the month were 9,538 across those 13 projects. Actually, it would be more than that potentially. It would be more than that because I haven't put down the stitches into the new handbag project in there, so it would actually be over that. That is an approximation. That's what I've written down in the underneath my tablet Whip Warriors journal. This is just the stitches that are written down in there. It's probably not 100% accurate. This last week I haven't been stitching because I've been preparing the Dracula kit from Gecko Rouge in its pretty green coffin. So they have all been bobbinated now. It took a week because it was so frustrating. I don't know if anybody else has the same thing with the Gecko Rouge kits, but the floss just gets tangled. It just gets tangled so easy. And like you pull it up and it just tangles. You're trying to it frustrating. Very frustrating. But progress. Okay. I'm gonna start with Arthur's because it's on the top. Um there'll be photos of where things were when I started, etc. Arthur's is still in the nerd hoop at the moment because I'm going to be working on it a little bit more before I put it away. But Arthur's got. I didn't write down how many days I had projects out because it wasn't the most accurate with that. But Arthur's has had 1,617 stitches so far, which has been this sort of section. So I filled in this top little section, yellow, started the confetti and the dude. This big purple block over here. I've done some of this yellow, getting some more of these lines. All of this fill in here. So that's 16,000, 1,617 stitches in that so far. My lighting is still. I've been adjusting the microphone settings. I've been adjusting the lighting and stuff. We're still not 100% there, but we're getting there. We're getting there. I'm just gonna go in order for the pile that I've created. So this was the finish that I had. So overall, I picked it up 2 different occasions, 2 different events within Whip Warriors. And I did 2,243 stitches to bring it to the finish. Um, this is Arthur's is on 18 count. Most of these will be on 18 count. This is Cloud's Opal Ada from Color Cascade. It's going to wash out because it's very light color. But this is the Minecraft Bees project from Colorfully Sarah. And that is the finish. Is very cute. Trying to get it straight without being able to look at it directly. It's time. I'm not straight, neither is the way that I hold my projects. Go with that. So that one is now finished. That finished up really quickly. And this is my little handbag setup. So I've got this little Jason Voorhees bag. I got this from Deb's Threads on Etsy. I have a whole bunch of their bags because they do all the Halloween gothic fabrics and stuff like that, which I love. So I have that in there. I have they're my airplane scissors because they can go on a plane. I have a little thread book, and it's got a little ring in it to put the floss on, but I don't actually use it. I just keep the needle in there. But this is a freebie that Innocent Bones released on Instagram. It's just like a little gothic house. I'll put a little picture up of the finished one because it doesn't have a cover photo. But that is my start on that. The fabric is a little more green than it's appearing on the screen. The fabric is it is an 18 count, I believe. The other piece is in here and it's got the tag on it. Yes, it's an 18 count Ada, and it is Wattle Forest by Paddock Lane. So there's the other piece, which will go to something else. But yeah, I've just got it in one of the smaller nerd hoops. It fits into this bag really well. I've got the flosses in there, and it just goes into my handbag. And I stitch while I'm on the train or like waiting for things, just whenever I need to. Right, next bag. This is a Color Cascade bag. A little bat on the zipper tag. With my demons, as I do. Demons in the smut books that I read, let's be real. So these two are, this one's a 14 count, I'm pretty sure, off the top of my head. And this is the Prophet Raccoon Mystic. I always forget off the top of my head if it's Mystic or Prophet Raccoon. But it is by Fine Frog Stitching. Yep. And this is Ada that I dyed. I tried to do like a tie-dye type deal. I thought it was appropriate for it. And it's gonna have some breaks in there, but I did 241 stitches onto it. Again, part of Whip Warriors. One of the events was Whip Frenzy, and it was pretty much like do minimum 200 stitches on as many projects as you can, depending, like if you're doing like a focus thing where you're only focusing so many projects, you just keep swapping over. But I managed to get 200 minimum on 8 different projects. That was also the weekend that I got sick, because Andrew got sick and bought it home. So I didn't get to do as much as I wanted to. But 8 projects was not too bad. Before the sick kicked in and I wasn't able to stitch for like 5 or 6 days while I was, dealing with that. Had to take some time off work and stuff as well, which was frustrating. But I did also touch Belfry. I added a little arrow in backstitch that I can rip out later. So I know which way is up. This one is by Screaming Hearts Design. And the fabric is an 18 count. It is a lot more green than it appears on camera. But that is the Ghoul colorway from Color Cascades. And I got 236 stitches in there. I'm just doing the black so far. There'll be like greens that'll go in there as well. But yeah, so I touched that one for Whip Frenzy. Staying touched everything. This is a bag from Little Cozy Props that I got at the retreat late last year. And there are some have retreat plans for this year as well, but it's got a little black cat. This one is the Dimension 20 project. I did 215 stitches, and this one is a color cascade. It is washing out, so you can't see. It's got like pastel-y flashes of like orange, yellow, peachy colors and grays. But this is the Laws of Threats monologue from, I think it's the first season of Adventuring Academy. Yeah, Dimension 20 though. So that lives in that bag now. I've been trying to split up all of my whips into smaller bags and stuff. Some of them still have two in there, like the bag. This one's not Deb's threads. This one is someone else's bag, and I can't remember who off the top of my head. But these are massive bags. The other one that I've got that is the same size has got all three of my Mirabilias at the moment, so also for Whip Frenzy, I picked up the Pride Frogs, just an ice dye on Opal. I did 222 stitches on it, so we've got two more frogs. I'm still... It's more of a pastel kind of... They're more like pastel pride flags than like really bright ones. So depending on how big this ends up, I might restitch it on the other half of this piece. And maybe convert some of the colours into the brighter ones and have both. But it's stitching up. And this one, this is 20 count, and this is Envy, and it is on Opal Ada. It is lighter than it appears, but we did 221 stitches on it. Did mostly. So this one is a Witchy Stitcher pattern. It's gonna say live, laugh, lobotomy. And it's all in grayscale, so it's like white to grey. So I thought it would be really nice on this green fabric, and the plan is there's two other projects that I'm gonna do on this half of it. So plans for that entire piece of fabric, but I want to finish the live, laugh, lobotomy first. And I worked on Flirtation, my long dog sampler. We did 654 stitches. This is all I have left of the silk. I have more coming, because as part of the online retreat that was in January, the Great Australian Shindig that was put on by Paddock Lanes, Silks for You gave us a discount code, so I jumped on and grabbed more because I was stitching on this on day one of the Shindig. That's when I did the 654 stitches, and I realized it was not going to be enough, which is fine because this was like in one of the mystery bags, so it's only a small skein anyway. So I ordered another skein and just threw some other random bits and pieces in there. So that is a Silks for You silk. The floss drop is from Ginger Stitches AU, Halloween ones. It's very cool. And this fabric is from Color Cascades. It's an 18 count. Don't remember the name of it again off the top of my head, but it's a blue and purple. It's coming up fairly accurate. And then that's the stitching. I should stop folding my projects, but like that is where we are at with that one. The shindig was good. I didn't do as much sort of social stitching as I'd planned to. I was still very tired because it was the weekend after I'd been sick. And I was still very much recovering. I did get to spend some good catch-up time with Liquid Sanity, which was really cool. Just, sat in Zoom and just caught up and talk shit, and yeah. So that was good. This one is in the library. This one's by Mojo Stitches, and it's stitched in all of the cord for Cottage Garden threads. The fabric is, I believe it's Storm from Paddock Lane Designs, and it's an 18 count. So I finished the first shelf. I worked on this a couple of days towards the end of last year, and I didn't write down how many stitches. Stitches that I wrote down in January are 242. But we have the first shelf. Let's see, am I end up? I should really move it to the other side screen. I mean, I have two screens, but that. So we have the cat, we have some of the books, and I've started on one of the moths, the border. So that is coming along. That is fun to stitch as well. Really like using the Cottage Garden threads. And it just looks so strange as you're putting them in. And like sometimes you get those areas where like the tones are very similar between the flosses, and then there's sections where they're not, and it's just fun. I like using variegated ones. I need to do it more. So next we have my Hey There Demons, It's Me, Your Boy, which is from the BuzzFeed Paranormal Unsolved things, from the Watcher. They've rebranded to the Watcher, and they do their ghost hunting stuff on there now. But I finished the N and the S on the end of demons. This got 222 stitches. It doesn't look like much at the moment. I don't remember again what fabric name this one is. But it's a color cascade, and it is an 18 count. And I'm stitching that's the 666. So it's very bright against it, and it's really nice. I'm enjoying that. One is a Deb's Threads bag, and random raccoons. This one came out twice for two different events. Another Deb thread bag. And this one is Jack Crow, and it's by Needle Designs. And this one is on it is an 18 count. It is dyed by me when I was doing some, I was playing with some tie-dyes and stuff. This is the Jack Crow lantern. This is the fabric, and it's really cool. But I specifically sort of wanted it in a specific spot, so yeah. So we have the crow filled in, his hat is done, and the pumpkin is in progress, and then we've just got all the leaves and stuff around him. But he got 721 stitches. Yeah. I do love how this piece turned out. Very specifically, yeah, with all the cool little, because it's got those little patches of white where the dye didn't sit, or the dye didn't touch or keep, and it makes these really cool patterns. It's very fun. I'm quite pleased with that piece of fabric. Not all of them were ones that I liked, but some of them were. And then this one is no, that's Stitch for Pride. Why did I pull Stitch Pride at? I haven't worked on that because I'm terrible. Stitch for Pride on the list. New start, we've gone over flirtations, Arthur's free, Jack Crow, Demons, Lobotomy, Frogs, Laws, Belfry, Raccoon, Bees. Okay, so we're on the last one. We're on the last one. So the project that I had this out for 2 different events as well. Mini, Voodoo, and Violet. And this is a Heaven and Earth design. I'm doing the mini version. I just said mini. It's not an 18 count. It's not a massive piece of fabric still because I haven't cut it down. But we did a total of 2,698 stitches. And I bought this to 10,000 stitches total. We hit the 10,000 mark. So this is where we are up to. I started stitching this with a friend. She finished very, very quickly. I have not. I definitely have not. But it's coming along. So I filled in more of this section. I've started traveling this up. We filled in all of these. All of this brown has been filled in. Pretty much trying to get this all done. I was trying to do more of the blockish stitching for some of the challenges in Whip Warriors. But there is still confetti to do. So yeah, but we got just shy of 3,000. I was gonna try and push to 3,000. But my brain was starting to do the like we should work on other things, so I just went with it. It's kind of wild because it's at 13% now, the project, and my goal for the year was to get it to 15. So like in 1 month I almost got it all the way there. And that's why I was just like, oh, maybe I should just try to keep it out and try to work on it more, but I wanted to switch. So we did. And if I surpass the 15%, then that's good. That's not a bad thing. Yeah. And then I have some haul. It's not a lot of haul. I haven't done much shopping this month, but I have some bags from Rose Crafty Corner. So these are the small size. And basically after the retreat late last year, because she had a particular fabric there, which was, I believe it was this one fabric, in the bigger bag, but I wanted this size, and there was another fabric that she had. There was another fabric that she had in one of the bigger sizes that wasn't in any of the smaller ones. So she went home. I'm getting this all confused now. Basically, there was a specific fabric I wanted the bag in. She went home, sent me pictures of all of the Halloween fabrics that she had, and I was just like, okay, like you don't have that. I think it was the fabric that I wanted. She didn't have any more fabric of. And she's like, but I've got all these other Halloween ones, and I'm like, oh well, I'll take one of those, and I'll take one of those, and I'll take one of that, and I'll take one of that, and here we are. Yeah, so we have this one. Very cute. One. This one just gives me like Monster High vibes, and I'm cool with that because Monster High is just very aesthetically pleasing. Like, love it. We have Black Cats. One. And the last one is this. And I did also get, I believe it's in here. It is not. Where did I put the... God, where have I put it now? Is it in one of these bags? I got a little Ort tray, collapsible Ort tray, and the pumpkin fabric as well. Where have I put the damn... But some... Oh, the other bit of stash I got. Pinking shears. because I didn't have any, and apparently they're really good for cutting fabric so it doesn't fray. On, I put it. I just can't find where. Oh, it's right there, in front of me. The art tray. The pumpkins as well, and it's collapsible, so I can transport it. But you can also like fold it over and clip it. So if you've got orts from, sitting out and stitching somewhere, you can fold them over and it stays in there. It's not fully snapped, so like that will snap down more. But yeah, little collapsible ort tray, matching fabric. They don't have any projects in them yet. I'm gonna go through and split up my projects again a little bit more. So I've got some projects, as you would have seen, that have got like two projects per bag, or 2 or 3 projects per bag. So those are gonna get split. I have a bunch of spare bags, like my Minecraft one is empty now and stuff. And then I've also got bags like this where these are fabrics that I've pulled specifically for new starts. And I might just start preemptively splitting those up as well, for whenever I start those projects, and just do that. That is the plan. But because unrelated to cross stitch, sort of, because I'm doing Whip Warriors, and like when they set some of the challenges and stuff, the challenges will have a password. You got to like take a photo of your whip with the password. I realized I didn't have any post-it notes, like sticky notes. So I found a place to buy some, and I also a whole bunch of stickers, stationery, and okay, to grab them. But look, it's green and spider webs and tentacles. These ones were the selling point for me. Tombstone, little spooky coffin, and they're sticky notes, so like they'll work perfectly. And I also got Andrew 3D printed me little tiny magazine holders to go on the back of my little portable IKEA pegboard to put these in as well. Super cute. But he also printed me like this little thing of like rotating drawers, because the other thing that I got from these guys, they're called Paper Haunt. Their international orders are on Etsy, but they have a website as well if you're in the US. But they have bat-shaped paper clips and bone-shaped paper clips. I'm trying to get one of the coffins. Grab one of these coffins. The coffins. I like stationery. You didn't know, I like stationery. Grab this. Little winders off. This is the board that I'm talking about. It's messy, so just bearing that in mind. This is just the IKEA pegboard. They have like a little portable one. I've decorated it, so I painted it black, and the sides have got that on both sides. Keep my needle minders, the little magazine folders down the bottom, what I keep the post-it notes in, fabric cards. The tentacles are new. I've got another one coming when Andrew prints it for me. And then on the other side is heavy and awkward, mostly because I'm a cripple. I've decoupaged the tops of the little drawers, the little scissor holders that Andrew printed me. Just keep everything in here. A little extra chaotic at the moment. The hand on the other side holds my little ring light that I use for taking photos. But yeah, that is my little big board. Very cool. And yeah, these fit really well in the little magazine files, and it's cute. And they're green, which is awesome. Um, in terms of plans for this month, like I said, I haven't stitched the last week because I have been bominating the kit floss for the Gecko Rouge Dracula kit. So that's all done now. It's incredibly frustrating. Uh, Last night was like the last couple of hanks, and it was, yeah. Had to play some video games afterwards because I was like, I can't stitch. I'm just so frustrated right now. I just don't want to. I don't want to look at anything else. I just want to punch some things in the face. And then I played a cozy game. Yeah. Uh, this month is going to be just doing some stitching and stuff like that. Next month, I probably won't do as much stitching. Because next month the World of Warcraft expansion goes live. So it's going to be a very big gaming month for me. And actually what I might do is I might even just do a little video of a walkthrough of my WoW house at some point, because they introduced housing into WoW, which is like amazing. It was something that I never thought I would see in World of Warcraft. And the fact that I have it now is amazing. I have been building. I've been doing some stuff. The Belfry project with the little bats and like the little mandala, I actually used a section of that pattern to make a pattern in my house, so I have a little bit of cross stitch in my house already. I plan to put some more in there. I'm just sort of working out the best way to do it. And like there's still some like quality of life stuff that could be added to make it a little bit easier, but like I'm just enjoying collecting all the things and decorating. I have a room dedicated to Illidan, and I'm going to set up a spot outside in the garden, um, for my friend that passed, which sucks because he never got to see WoW have housing. I think he would have vibed with it. So like, I want to do something that's very him. Like, I want to do something that's very Warlock coded because he made Warlock as well. And at some point Blizzard are going to add the ability to have your battle pets and mounts just sort of like in your house area and stuff. So my plan is to actually, like, depending on how that will work, if I have to take the Dreadsteed out of my collection on my Warlock, I'm fine with doing that, because I want my Dreadsteed to go next to his memorial, because he helped me get the Dreadsteed like a week or two before Wrath of the Lich King launched. I hadn't done it in Burning Crusade, because I'd been running around doing stupid shit with friends instead. Like when we started dating, that was one of the things that he did with me, was get me my Dreadsteed. So I want to set that up next to his little space, and make it, yeah, like as warlocky as possible. Warlocks and skulls and stuff like that, very much his vibe. Um, but yeah, no. Next month the expansion goes live, so I've taken a week off work. I'm going to be no lifing World of Warcraft for the expansion launch. And then from the second week of the expansion, I believe the raid comes out. So then the guild will start raiding again, so that'll take up 2 nights a week as well. And yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It should be good. Um, the storyline seems really good, and I'm so eager to get through it and like see what comes next as well. But we also get a new race, so we're getting the Haranars, and this is lots of good stuff. But it's going to be very, very much a non-stitchy time. So, what I'm thinking I'll do, because in Whip Warriors you can either do like the normal sort of event, or you can do the kiss event, and the kisses, I think, just like as long as you're stitching kind of thing. So I think for March I'll probably have a look at that. Or I'll just do like one or two of the events that are a little less like full on. So like I might do like the Stitch and Seek, for example. Which has been fun. It's kind of like a little treasury hunt kind of thing. It's so weird though, because like one of the prompts for last month was wine. I actually ended up sending Andrew to a bottle shop to get me like just a little bottle of wine because I was like, I don't have wine. I don't have these normal things. And like one of them one of the prompts this month is rabbit. I don't own anything that is a rabbit. Like I don't own a, like even just like a little figurine of a rabbit or anything. I don't have anything. And I'm like, would a jackalope count? Because I think I have a jackalope in the other room. Like, does it still count as a rabbit? I mean, a jackalope is rabbit shaped, but it's got the antlers and stuff. And it was that kind of realization of like, you don't have anything that's like rabbit thing. Like, not everybody would, but like, you don't have these normal kind of things. You gotta like think around the box a little bit. But you have a fucking jackalope. You have, this and that. Um, like one of the other ones is teddy bear. I realized like I have so many plushies. Like this is not even half of my plushies. I don't own any actual like I was just thinking like how many of them are actual teddy bears? Because like they're very specific. It's got to be a teddy bear, not just a stuffed toy. And it's like, I don't own any. Like eventually, like I looked through everything I've got, and it's like okay, like I've got my Phantom of the Opera teddy bear, and I've got Stitches from Animal Crossing, and those are the two that are bear-like. Those are the only two bears that I actually own out of all of the plushies that I have. But I have like four different Mothman plushies, and I have like three different Baphomet plushies. I don't have a normal fucking teddy bear. And then yeah, the other one's like a Cupid prompt, and I don't know what the fuck is that. And like the idea is that like for some people, like they'd be finding those things in their whips, but like I also don't stitch anything sort of I don't stitch cupids. I don't those things. So I don't know. I gotta get creative with some of the prompts. Horse and carriage, surprisingly not the hardest one because I have goth stuff that has horses and carriages in it. So look through those, but yeah, the Cupid and the rabbit are the ones that I'm stuck on at the moment. Everything else should be okay, but yeah, rabbit and Cupid. Because like you can do you can take a photo of your whip with like a photo off the internet for one prompt per month. So like if I can find something that is a rabbit, then I can do that for the Cupid prompt. But we'll see how I go. It's still early. It's the 8th of February today. Um, and yeah, hopefully this week I get some stitching done. The plan is to put some more stitches in on Arthas. I'm thinking I might try and focus on the dude and his outfit. I know that bundle he's holding is baby Arthas, so we'll get into that as well at some point. This is a whole bunch of just purple block stitching. So if I finish the dude, um, and get this part done, I can fill in all of the non-purple in this section maybe, and then do that. And then just like do the block stitching, because then I can just pick it up and do it whenever and it's kind of mindless. Um and just depending on the vibe, if I'm still vibing with it, I might even try and get this panel completely finished too. Like because that would be really cool if I could complete like the rest of this panel, and then this one. That'll be some significant progress. But we'll see how the vibes go. And if the brain will let me do that. Yeah. Apart from that, gaming wise, I've been playing WoW. I've been playing Heartopia. which came out recently. And it is a free game on Steam. It's got kind of like a gacha kind of thing as well. So like you like um customizations and like some furniture, some clothing options and stuff like that are monetized. But it's been really cute. It's been out for like 2, maybe 3 weeks. It's not very long. Um, they've already got an event running in it, which is super cute. It's just been like a nice little cozy game. I've been playing some Palia. Again, the cozy vibes have been very very apparent in all my gaming choices lately. Um, I will be playing. It comes out. I think the early access goes live next week. Um, for Star Sand Island. I can't remember because I've backed the Kickstarter for that one. I can't remember if I've got early access or if I've got to wait for full release, but that goes into early access, I believe, next week. And that one I did play some of the demo and it's good. I'm glad I backed that one. Again, another cozy game. WoW expansion coming. Book wise, I finished. I've been listening to um book 2 from the sort of Belladonna series. Is that what they called? Belladonna? The author is Adeline Grace. Book 1 is Belladonna, and that was really good. Second book was Foxglove, also good, and I really enjoyed that to the point where I just jumped straight into Wisteria, which is the third book in the series. And out of 11 hours and 55 minutes, I have an hour 37 left. These ones are good. They're not they're not smutty. They've got a little bit of spice in them, but it's kind of like a slow burn, kind of more romance heavy kind of spice. But they are good. I have been enjoying them. So reading I've been listening to that. So I finished Foxglove. I don't have my e-reader next to me. I started another book. I haven't written it down. I haven't added it to Storygraph yet either. If you do lots of reading and stuff and you want to add me on Storygraph, it'll be below as well. But yeah, there's that. I'm reading book 2 of the Haunting Adeline series, and those are very, very dark, smutty books. Book 2 is not what I expected, and it is even darker than the first. So that one is not an everyday read. That is just a little tiny bits. Um, and it deals with a lot of really heavy stuff. So like, if that's not your vibe, like definitely look at the content warnings for the love of smut. With the content warnings, they are very important. In this particular series, um, like, I thought the first book was dark and like a lot, but like the second book is so much more. Um, and it's really interesting because it's not smutty in this like it's not smutty even remotely in the same way as the first book. Um, it's just very interesting juxtaposition between the two books. But it's still I'm still enjoying I say enjoying. I'm still enjoying the read and because like I'm hoping that the bullshit resolves. That might if it doesn't, like it doesn't, then so be it. But yeah. I'm trying to be vague because I don't want to I don't want to spoil it if someone is wanting to read it, but also like because they are very heavy topics. Yeah. Um. So that is what I'm reading. We went to a gig, so I'm starting to sort of come out and do a bit more social because I've been a little bit of a shut in lately. It's very difficult because it is also summer in Australia, so like it's hot and I don't deal well with the heat. I don't want to go outside in it, so I avoid it. But we did go to see a couple of bands. We saw Banks Arcade, Fit for a King. Banks Arcade, Fit for a King. I'm drawing a mind blank on the other two bands. Why am I drawing a mind blank on the other two bands? We went to see four bands on the same night. The Plot New was the main band. And the other band was Boundaries. So Banks Arcade opened. They only played two songs from their previous sort of catalog. They played all new songs, which is like it's such a ballsy move to do live. Because, you know, nobody's gonna know the songs and stuff, and like it's a very risky move. But they were so good. Like they kill it. That's like the third or fourth time I've seen Banks Arcade now. They're really good. Boundaries were awesome. Fit for a King were phenomenal. Plot New was absolutely fucking fantastic. I love the Plot New. And I'm so glad we were able to go because like that show sold out and it sold out last year. So we bought tickets like 10 months ago. So we did that. I had a social thing on Friday night that I went to. And then yeah, like I did the Paddock Lane online retreat as well, though I didn't do as much socially sort of as I thought I would do. Apart from that, the other thing we did was we took Arthas to the vet to just sort of get him checked out and everything after everything went down with Illidan. We wanted to make sure because one of the things that happened with Illidan was that when we took him to the emergency vet, they tested him for FIV and he came back FIV positive. Illidan had never had FIV. He'd never been FIV positive. And it was weird because we didn't know where the fuck it came from. Like there was he'd never had any interactions with a cat who was FIV positive. Arthas wasn't FIV positive. He didn't go outside. He'd never had any fights with any of the cats. And it was yeah, like it came out of nowhere. Um we were worried that if he had FIV, that Arthas would also have FIV, and that could present problems, and like we could experience the same thing and everything. So we were just like, nah, we're gonna go get him tested. So we did that. Negative, no FIV, and that just kind of confused me even more because like I've done a deep dive through all of Illidan's paperwork, all his adoption paperwork, everything. There is no FIV anywhere. And like I said, like he's never had fights with cats or anything like that. The only cat that he's ever interacted with is Arthas. So it was super weird. Um so I've been doing like deep dives into FIV and like how it works and all this sort of stuff, and like there are different types of tests that can be done, and that if a cat has been vaccinated for FIV, it can show a false positive on one of those tests. And I don't know what test the emergency vet did that came back with that. Um I I don't know if I wanna like I'm still tossing up whether I talk to the vet and be like, hey, when we brought Illidan in, what test specifically was done? Because yeah. But from what I've been reading, if a cat's been vaccinated, they can do a false positive on certain tests. There are no false negatives. So if a test comes back negative, the cat is negative. But there was also like a thing of like if they've been infected with FIV, it can take a little can take a little time to sort of take hold and like take root, which is why we gave it a couple of months before we took Arthur's to go and get tested, just to kind of allow that the time that it needed. Um But yeah, so he's fine. He's good health. We got one of his claws checked out because it was sort of growing around a little bit, but vet wasn't concerned. And yeah, like he's doing well. So yeah, just all over the place. Arthas is so where Illidan would just whenever we took Illidan to the vet, he just kind of stands there and he's just like scared to the point of just staying still. He never attacked or clawed or anything like that. Arthas doesn't attack or claw either. But if we take him, we have to take him outside to put him into the cat carrier. Because as soon as he sees the carrier, he projectile pisses wherever the hell he's being pointed. Um, so if he's in the house and he sees the carrier, he pisses all over the house. So we have to take him outside. So yeah, that's his defense mechanism. He pees everywhere. Um, you know, fun times when we discovered that that was the case because we were inside the house. So that ended up being Andrew took him to the vet at that point, and I stayed and cleaned it all up. Um, like cats are weird. Cats are so weird, and they all have such individual personalities and everything, and it's just wild. Um, but yeah, no, that is Arthur's. He just pisses. I don't want that. I want him to piss on my things. I like my things. I don't want that. So we have to like usher him outside, and then he sees the thing, and then if he pisses outside, it's fine. It's the outside. Um, yeah. So clean up plans as well. Have anything booked? Um, there is. There are a few musicals and stuff I want to go see. Um, there's going to be the date in my no. Okay. There is going to be a retreat in Richmond, New South Wales in May. It is a 1-day retreat being put on by Colour Cascade. Um, it is free. There's no entry cost. And you're going to be able to look at the fabrics and stuff like that. It's just going to be like a single day thing. The venue is wheelchair accessible. Because I double checked. He's Tammy's pretty good at making sure that things are accessible. So it's wheelchair accessible. It's free. The details will be on her website. I'll pop it down below anyway. But if you live in New South Wales, you want to just like take a drive to Richmond, that is a thing that you can do. I will be there with potentially 2 of my friends. One of whom I taught how to cross stitch a couple years ago in Hawkesbury, like which is basically Richmond. So this is like full circle-y kind of thing. I'm just fidgeting with this whole time. Um, and then the Stitching the Mountains winter retreat, is in, I want to say June. I also haven't put that in my calendar yet. I need to do that. But I am doing the winter retreat this time, instead of the summer one because last year the summer retreat was on the same weekend as Good Things Festival, and the Oddities Festival. So I'm thinking I might like do an alternating things like 1 year I leave that weekend free so that I can go to Good Things or the Oddities Festival if it comes back. And then the next year I do the retreat. But also I want to see how I go in the mountains in winter. Because summer is not the best. The new venue's really good though. And the rooms had AC, so that was very much needed. Um, but also like I'm kind of looking forward to spending the nights in the hotel room again because they have the ghost hunting channels. It's just like ghost hunting shows the whole time because that is my jam. I I need to find some places like Australian streaming services that have got some ghost hunting stuff on it, I think. I'm very much in a want to watch ghost things. But yeah, that is retreat plans for this year. Um I'll probably do some of the virtual like Lindy Stitches ones as well. We'll see how we go. Um work is Work is very much a lot at the moment as well, and it will probably be a lot until about May. So a lot of my sort of post-work time is resting and recovering from work. A little bit of gaming, a little bit of stitching. So I've got the week off in March for the WoW launch. I'll probably take a week off in May for my birthday. See how that goes. I might try and I'm looking at my calendar and I'm scrolling through it. My birthday week is the same week that the Anastasia musical is in Sydney. So I'm thinking one of the days of that week will be me going to Taronga Zoo because Taronga Zoo do a $1 entry on your birthday. So I'll do that on the actual day of my birthday. But I think I might try and tee up going to see the Anastasia musical that same week because I won't have to worry about taking work off and stuff. We'll see. See. That seems like a good idea. Got the Anastasia musical coming. We've got a Phantom of the Opera on the Harbour, so not in the Opera House, so we want to get to that. At the moment, we're trying to work out going to see the Evil Dead musical, because, yes, that needs to happen. Do I have any other music on the... Oh, that needs to go on the... My ex's birthday. That was still in there. Gross. Yeah, no. So there's stuff. The Evil Dead musical starts in like 2 weeks' time, so we've just got to work that out when we're gonna go see that. If we can make it work, I'd like to. But yeah. And then there's a whole bunch of music and stuff coming out, so I'll probably try and get to some gigs. I wanna start getting out and doing some more stuff. Yeah. That is me sort of ranting and rambling at this point. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna clean up the whips, which I'm a lot more organized this video, which is wild, and like there's not gonna be as much cleanup, which is also wild to me. Like, oh my god, look, when you actually plan stuff and like do things properly, you have to spend an hour cleaning. But I will fidgeting with this freaking these fucking post-it notes. I will be posting stuff to Instagram. At some point I might do like a little video of a walkthrough of my WoW house so far and like show off the little cross stitch wall and everything. And yeah, I'll be around. Around. I'll try and get a video out. It's gonna be let's have a look. March. Yeah. So midnight being the WoW expansion launches on the 3rd of March for me. Technically the 2nd in the US that it launches. And that is a Tuesday. So I'm gonna have to try and get a video out on the 28th of February or the 1st of March. Because those are pretty much gonna be the only time that I'll have to do it because that'll be a week of no lifing. And that weekend will also be me sort of doing like a bunch of like sort of meal and snack prep and stuff for the week as well. So that'll be a very busy weekend, but I'll try and get a video there. So that'll be it'll be about 3 weeks instead of a month. So I don't know how much more I would have done in that time, but we'll find out. But for now, I will go. Stop rambling.